No, your phone.
Sip slow, sip slow, sip slow, sip slow, sip slow, sip slow, sip slow.
Frank Lee, homie.
I'm only sipping it slow. Come with me on a ride. I'm only sipping it slow. Take a sip, I bet it get you right. And I only speak it if it's real, yeah. Only spill it if it's true, yeah. Everybody want the tea, so you already know the deal. I always sip slow. Come with me on a ride. I'm only sipping it slow. Only helping you grow. Tell you things that you need to hear, not only things you wanna know. Keeping you up on your current events, I swear the world's so cold. Talking about marriage and sports too. Man, you gotta catch the show. You better believe me. Got Allen T. Weezy, J. Martin, that JT, make it look easy. Whenever they speaking about any topic, if I spoke about it, I was really about it. Ain't no front, I was real about it. In my white cup, it got Hen inside it. It's a message for everybody. Now I'm only sipping it slow. Come with me on a ride. I'm only sipping it slow. Take a sip, I bet it get you right. And I only speak it if it's real, yeah. Only spill it if it's true, yeah. Everybody want the tea, so you already know the deal. I always sip slow. Come with me on a ride. I'm only sipping it slow.
Welcome to the Sip Slow podcast. Man, it's your boy, Mr. Money Don't Sleep. So T Weezy can't rest.
What's happening, fellas? This is your boy J Dub, man. Good to see y'all.
All right, my brothers, your boy Al is in the building.
Al G. Man, so what y'all boys sipping on today?
Man, I got a little hot coffee right now, man. Couldn't make it to the store in time yesterday to catch up on nothing.
You put some
good call.
you have it
What's
just
that?
black or what you put in it?
Black with a little splash of sugar. That's about it, man.
Okay.
Man, I'm on I've been on this for a little while now. I'm on that H&H, man. For y'all haven't heard, that's that Hennessy and Heineken, man. Y'all need to get on it, man.
Boy, somebody gonna have to call the people for you, Al.
Yeah,
we're gonna take it slow though, man. We're gonna take it slow.
Man. Little rainy day, so ain't nothing else to do. You feel me?
Yeah, that's true.
And I'm
man.
sipping on some cranberry and grape juice, man. No, nothing stronger today. That's what we gonna sip on for right now.
You playing it safe, huh?
I'm playing it safe right now. I kind of got a little loose last night, so I'm just taking it down a little bit, man. So how the week been, fellas?
Can't complain, man, about the week over here, man. Got an opportunity to get some work done, and you know, still healthy, strong. So thankful of that.
That's always a blessing.
Yes, sir. Mine, it wasn't as busy this week. I was kind of more laid back. Was able to take care of some things and make the wife happy because we lost. Well, we didn't lose him. Our little yard man, he had came down with the COVID-19 or what have you. And so we hadn't had our yard done in like 3 weeks. So, you know, the wife was on the dude heavy, man. I'm like, man, I got to find somebody. So most of my week was finding somebody. And, man, thank God I found this little young guy. And, man, he got it looking good, man. I had to throw him a nice little old tip. So we might got us a new yard man.
I heard that.
That's like that fresh edge up after you get a cut, man. He done got you tightened
Man,
up.
I'm talking about it look good, man. I ain't even into stuff like that, but man, it look good.
See, you know, I told you before that, you know, I'm gonna keep my whips clean, but I also believe in having that yard right. It's all a package. You feel
Yeah.
me? So when
Yes,
you pull
sir.
up, the whip's gonna be right and the yard gonna be right, and
I'm
then
talking
I'm
about
gonna be right. Come
yes,
on.
sir.
Yeah.
Buddy
All
did the.
right.
I'm talking about he did the yard, did the trees, the bushes. I did the mulch and all. I mean, he did it all, man.
Oh, dang.
Okay. What's up, Adric, man? Appreciate you tuning in. He said you
That's
need
what's
to
up.
get with y'all cousin Snooky, man. Al.
Man, Snooki so hard to catch up with, man. I know he ain't gonna want to come to Richmond, but if he do, hey,
Yeah,
I'm
for
gonna holler
sure.
at him.
Man, my week was a lot of work, man. Put in 70 hours this
Mm.
week, so we got the bag. But you know, sometimes it wear you out a little bit when you get a little older. You know what I'm saying?
Body don't respond the same, huh?
Now you need to try to recover a little bit. So and then it's Monday back again, so we got to start it all over, man. But that's just what life is. So um, if y'all tuning in with us live, you know, please comment and interact with us. Also, uh, if you don't catch this live, you can always go back and listen to it on Spotify or Apple Podcasts or any of your platforms like that. So we got a new segment, man. We're gonna kick it off this week with what's on your mind. So me myself, I wanted to bring this to the fellas that um, you know, as men, a lot of times we looked at like we can't have anything wrong with us, and if you do, it's like a sign of weakness. So who do we talk to you know deal with things going on that we have in our minds?
Yeah. I mean, that's a great point you bring up. I think it's important to have some people that's close to you, some people you know that's down, that's gonna give you the real, the raw, the uncut, but also try to comfort, console, support any type of way you may need. And usually that comes sometimes family, sometimes spouse, sometimes your boys. You know, that's what I look at. Um, and you have to take the advice and you know take from any of those conversations that you have with them and let it sit in and see if it fits for what you need, and then you base your decision on that to try to help, you know, get over it, you know, work through it, see if you even need some more further help. That was where I would start.
Okay, because you know sometimes it be your spouse, you know, kind of don't want to hear. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because
and
you're supposed to be, you know, nothing's supposed to be wrong with you, but everybody else can bring their problems to you, and you supposed to just take all that on and let them get their shit off, but then they leaving the stuff on you.
yeah,
I
What's
mean,
your
see, that
thought?
make a lot of sense, man. But kind of like Dub say, man, we as men, we're still human at the end of the day. We're not Superman, you know what I'm saying? We're not a superhero. So, you know, get some solid brothers in your corner, man. Like whether that's blood brothers, whether somebody you see as a brother, somebody you can confide in and kind of, you know, chop it up with, bounce some ideas off of. It ain't nothing but, you know, sipping slow while you're doing it. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right.
But you need that in your life though, man, because in all seriousness, man, we are expected to be superheroes almost. And we can't, you know, show emotions, but nah, that's not real. You gotta get out of that way of thinking and find somebody you can sit down and, you know, chop it up with.
For sure. Anybody else got something on their mind?
man. I started thinking, man. I've heard a lot of chatter just among, you know, people I've talked to, just kind of hear word on the street. Uh, these tax refunds, man, where are they at? You know, it seems like the government has forgot about things. You know, they got these deadlines, tax deadline coming up. I think what tomorrow or it's coming up soon. But yet there's people who didn't file. There's even people who filed last year. They still ain't received a tax refund. And it gets to a point to be like, man, y'all got all the tools needed, but what's going on? People want answers. They ain't getting answers. But that was on my mind this morning.
Well, you said why people not getting their refunds, right?
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that when the IRS want to find you, they can.
Hmm.
So to
Real
me,
talk.
they just playing around with you, because I don't see why they can't get your money on out, whether that's through the direct deposit or mailing it. I don't understand.
Hmm.
Just seem like they playing.
Yeah, man, and that's one thing. I know at one point in time they were having some shortages, and the crazy part is they at one point was having some shortages with ink. And you think like, man, how in
Really?
the world you run out of ink? Yeah, but they're the government. Again, if they need to get at you, it ain't no waiting, regardless of what's going on. But
Mm-mm.
you know, when the shoe on the other foot, then now we want answers, and people want answers, and people out there struggling. So although it ain't a ton of money, it's something that's gonna help, and it can help somebody. So I hope they tighten that up and get it together pretty quickly.
Especially if you just want what's yours.
Yeah, I mean that's true. Oh, and by the way, at Greg Scarlett, appreciate the message, man, and appreciate the realness on there. I don't know you personally, but I would suggest if you even need to, man, hop on with the group here. Reach out if you need something. Uh, it's never anything about one acting like they better than the other. One. We all need somebody to talk to and
Right.
bounce ideas off and share. So feel free, man. You ever out you want to jump on, the invite is there.
Already.
Real talk.
Well, if you don't have none now, we'll get that free game from you.
Well, I throw it out there, a little something, a little lighter to kind of lighten the mood. What's on my mind is this is a great time in life for us guys that love sports. You heard me? Because baseball finna kick it up a notch. Basketball coming pretty soon. Football around the corner. Well, basketball is here, but playoffs is coming pretty soon. Football around the corner. So we about to be all right, man. It's a long time coming. But that's all I had on what was on my mind. Nothing major.
Okay. Okay. Well, yeah, man. Now we'll get this show going. Hit us with the free game.
Free game, man. It's real plain and simple, man.
Hmm.
Don't cast stones from a glass house.
Okay. Don't cast stones from a glass house.
All right now.
All right. Well,
Start the week off right.
yeah. Well, you are listening to the Sip Slow podcast. I put this in the chat. A woman's loyalty is tested when her man is broke. A man's loyalty is tested when he has everything. Is this true? Um, I think it's true. I think that when a man has money, um, you know, you have to be careful about who you dating or trying to marry because a lot of times that situation just could be what you doing for that person. Um, Also, and I see with that question, I feel like the woman that's correct for her too, because if that woman gonna stick when you down and out, I think you got somebody that's really in your corner. Child thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, I know we touched on something similar to this at a couple of months back, and um, obviously money has a whole lot to do with everything. It has the bearings on somebody's confidence, their ability to support how they view things, how they make decisions, and so uh, I think I think it has some truth to it. A woman's loyalty does get tested more when a man is doesn't have anything, and if she's down for him and want to be with him and love him, then I think that's just the realness of it. But it does get tested because you look at, like, most of the time looked at men are supposed to be providers, but things happen. Doesn't always work that way, and that's for the good guys. I mean, I'm not saying everybody uh, is just down and out all the time. Some of them have it's by choice. Some of them is by what they didn't take care of, or some of the decisions they made. But um, I think there is some truth in the woman's loyalty when a man is broke, and from a man's standpoint, I don't know if it's the loyalty. It may just be the discipline, because when you have everything, it seems like you sometimes can feel invincible, and then that can cause some friction too. So uh, I think there's some truth in this.
Yeah, I would have to agree with you guys, man. It's a lot of truth into this. I'm gonna go the other way with the woman's loyalty. I think it's really tested when her man is broke and she got the money, because she gonna get flack from her family, her friends, hell, people she don't even know when she find out, or when they find out that her significant other is broke, or he's making less than her, and they're gonna look like he looking for somebody like you his mama or something, or you
Hmm.
got to hold everything down. So it makes the man look weak. So with all that said, that woman really has to deal with a lot, and it really tests her loyalty, because on the inside, she probably also feel that a man should be the provider, but she just happened to be more fortunate than that man. So now she finds somebody she fall in love with, and now her loyalty is tested because everybody coming for her because of what she makes. So yeah, I think it take a special kind of woman to be able to deal with that man, even though she's dealing with all the flack that come behind it.
Yeah, because you you know that family gonna be talking crazy to her.
Oh yes, sir.
Yeah, the girls
Yeah,
first thing
they
you deserve better.
right, right. You know how that go, man. Um, so man, you all listening to the Sip Slow podcast. We
But I want to say
somewhere.
something else real quick. Go
Yeah,
ahead,
go
T. I
ahead.
want to say something real quick. But that's also the part where, if it boils down to love, is it loyalty or is it love? Because love sometimes doesn't have a look, a face, a feel, and if if that woman, falls in love with whoever this person is, that's hard to fight, and it don't. And at that point in time, it doesn't really matter, what he has, don't has, or vice versa. She has or she don't have. That love is what's gonna kind of take over more than the loyalty.
Agreed.
But how you notice love though? when
Well, if
you
you, Mhm.
when you have it all.
Well, first of all, I mean, I think I can't really answer that because I still don't have it all. But at the
Right.
same time, I know who I am. I know, what my values, my morals are with the little I do have, or the whatever the much that I have.
Hmm.
And so I do understand there's a difference, and I can see and know what love is to me and what I would want as far as love, opposed to the benefits of being able to have.
Okay.
My thoughts on that see, it's kind of hard to really just know if it's love, but I think respect is huge for a man. So my thoughts would be, if I had it all, which I don't, um, I can't necessarily say she loved me, but since respect is huge for me, the respect she showed me, how she treat me, that's gonna constitute to love for me. So although she might be playing the game, as long as she respected me as a man, I guess I'm just gonna have to take it as love, because there's really no way to know. I'll leave it at that.
I see Adrix put love is being showed. Uh, and that's true. Actions always speak louder than words. So that's something that I try to live by. A person gonna show you who they are. A lot of times, because of certain ways that we feel, we're gonna overlook it, or don't want to see what we obviously see in front of us. So actions speak louder than words. If somebody's actions are lining up the way they supposed to, then you just got to take them for that. If they switch up on you, what can you do? But as long as they showing you, what you looking for and what you feel love is, I guess. Uh, so that's a great comment, Adric, man. Y'all good on that topic?
Yes, sir. Love is definitely an action word. We gotta remember it's an action word.
True. All right. You all listen to the Sip Slow podcast. We see where uh, J Lo and A Rod broke up. So Dub put in, do we think J Lo is a thought, so to speak? So talk on that, Dub.
Yeah, man. Honestly, kind of got to thinking about. Let's just look at the last topic we talked about. She's a millionaire. Or she has what we view as having everything she wants, everything she needs, and then she's getting with men who have everything that they want and can provide everything need, but nothing ever lasts. And so I think at that point in time, I think she is. I think she just bouncing around, man. I don't think she loves herself enough to be able to love somebody. Because why even get in a relationship if you can't figure out she may not love herself. She may be missing something and just have the need to want to be around somebody. But if we look historically over the last, I don't know, 15, 20 years, the amount of dudes she been with, um
Mm.
she but I get it. I appreciate that comment, but here's the thing: why even get involved in a relationship if you done had the same thing? You done bet and try to win every time, and you keep losing. What's the point of being there? Take some time for yourself. Love yourself. Figure out who you are, what you want to do, who you want to be. Because it seemed like everything is just about chasing. I mean, and she didn't put herself out there, no matter how it looks. Her and it's almost no different than like some of them Kardashians. I don't. It's not that I don't respect them, but it's just historically
Mm.
looking at it. How can I respect something if they continue to think things that get in things that don't work? And it seemed like J Lo, as popular as she is, something ain't right. Things don't work, and then she'll bounce back and go to this person, go to that person. I mean, as a woman, do you respect that?
Uh, yeah, shout out to Teresa Palmer. That's my first
Absolutely,
cousin's wife right there. And happy belated birthday to you. She said that you can't instantly blame the woman because the relationship didn't work out. The man can be a thought too. And
absolutely.
and that's true. Um, but in this situation, J Lo has been engaged 5 times. 3 of those ended up in marriages. Two ended before the wedding. So in all of these situations, what's the common denominator? It's her.
Yeah,
So I'm not saying that. So shit, I am saying, man, something is wrong. Uh, Anytime I see a beautiful lady that's then got up in age, you don't have no man, or you don't have nobody that's made you a wife, nobody holding you down, or that partner. I got a question. I got a question and wonder something must be wrong with this lady. I'm just keeping it a buck
and
because
she got
it's
kids, man.
right, right. Al
Wow.
G.
Man, I don't got much to say on that. I think y'all kind of beat that subject down. I will kind of go another way with it though, for just a thought in general. Or just once a man, have several women, he's looked at as a player, right? I mean, it's a good thing. He's getting high fives and
True.
everything. But yet, when a woman does that same very thing, now she's a thought, she's a hoe, she loose, she this, that, and the other. Could it be she just enjoying life like a lot of men do?
But what you think about it like this though? If you know, men who what you typically think is what a player is, typically they're not trying to get engaged, they're not trying to get married, they're not locking themselves down. If this is what they know, in our instance, like I said, you've been engaged how many times? Five,
Right.
and I think at one point she was married to what's his name, Mark Anthony,
Yeah.
for a while, and it
Right.
seemed like it's just like if you're gonna do that and do and come and then if this is what you want to do, why even get engaged? Why even get married? I'm not saying you can't something can't
So
change or you can't find.
what you think she's you say this is what you want to do. What you think she want to bounce around? Because
It seemed like it to me.
I don't. I look at like Lori Harvey. Now that's a chick that's bouncing around.
She done bounced around.
So I'm looking at J Lo. She does be in long term relationships. So the
Mhm.
question is J Lo a thought? I don't think so. She might be kind of undercover thought,
Mhm.
but I don't think she's a thought. She,
She just
like
had some
now that
bad
Lori
fortune.
Harvey, yeah, she out here living. She getting buckets.
Well, let me ask y'all exactly. First, you, Dub, what exactly, in your opinion, is a thought? What's your definition of a thought?
Well, first of all, I just learned about that about a year and a half or two ago. I don't. I typically don't try to categorize or give nobody a label like that. If you out there want to do what you want to do, that's fine. What I know of thought is that hoe over there. That's what I heard. And although she may not, for say, be one from the outside looking in, it could be viewed as that because she moves around so much.
Okay. What about you, T? Would you see a thought as in your words?
Uh, a woman that's dealing with multiple men.
Okay. Okay.
So Lori Harvey is one.
Oh, without a doubt,
No question, huh?
without a doubt.
Now, now, with that said, T, I guess I'm gonna expand a little further what I was trying to get to. So, when you say a woman with a lot of men, now, does that mean what you were saying earlier, like long term, like she just happened to have a lot of guys that's on Front Street where everybody can see
No,
her relationship?
no,
Or
I can. My bad. My bad. I'm saying that you know you're a woman player. Put it like that. You don't have a man. You have multiple men you dealing with them at one time.
gotcha. Okay, now that makes more sense to me. So if that's the one we're going with, then you would have to say she's not a thought because, as you made a great point, however many there were, I don't keep count of all that. I couldn't care less to be honest. But since we're talking about it, she wasn't just having all these men at one time, right? So she was in long term relationships. Whatever,
Right.
didn't work out like Teresa mentioned, it could have been the man. It don't always have to be the woman, but whatever it was, by your definition, I would say she's not a thought.
Okay. You good, Doug?
Oh yeah, I don't. Yeah, hey, I don't care what she'd have done. No matter what, she's successful. She can make the move she want to.
Right.
I mean,
Breathe.
the thought thing is just a title that popped in my head because I didn't know what to call it. Um, and so and no disrespect to her, and as far as this being some title that I put in this point, uh, but she can do what she got the means to do whatever she want with whoever she want.
So Al, so how do you brought up like, well, you think it's okay for women to, you know, be a player like a man, be like a man? What's your thoughts on that since you had kind of brought it up?
Nah, I don't think it's right for a woman to be um, a player, if you will. I don't think it's right if a man a player. So I kind of see it both ways. You know what I mean? It's not like just because he's a man or just because she's a woman. I think it's wrong either way. Now, that kind of goes a little deeper because if you say a player in the sense of he's letting his women know, I'm single, I'm doing me, and they cool with it, that's fine. And the same thing with the woman. If she's got a lot of men and They cool with it. Ain't nobody hiding it. Hey, y'all living life. I think it gets out of hand when you that man or that woman, same thing. They're doing it, but they're making each one of these people feel like they have a serious relationship. They got something going on. You're the only one, but they putting themselves in harm's way because if that man's telling 4 different women, you're the one. Now he got their mind. If they catch the other woman, it's gonna be problems. The same thing if a woman told 4 men.
Yeah.
You're the only one. Now, that's when stuff get crazy. So as long as we got that understood, if everybody's cool with it, shit, be a player, man or woman. I don't care which one you are. Do it. Live your life. But if you're gonna do it, at least be honest with everybody. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I used to be in that camp of, a woman shouldn't do that. And hey, do I want to be with that woman? No. But and sometimes you getting it how you live out here. So if you doing your thing, man, I ain't gonna be mad at you if these Negroes gonna let you do it. That's the way I look at it.
Yeah,
And
I
that's
mean, it
just it.
happens.
Yeah, it happens.
Well, what you think about that, Dub? On far as should a woman be allowed to be a quote unquote player like a man? What you think about that?
I don't think it should just be a woman. I mean, a man sh- essentially shouldn't do that either. I think it's just more of a respect thing. It's kind of hard because somebody's feelings gonna get caught up one way or another if you trying to juggle, multiple women or multiple men at some point in time. It's just gonna lead to something ugly. So I don't believe the male or the female should put themselves in that essentially, unless they're just willing to deal with whatever comes down the line. That's tough. It's hard to, you know, give your time and effort towards, more than one. So I don't think a woman should do that, nor do I think a man should. But it
Okay,
happens. So
Okay.
true.
All righty, man. You are listening to the Sip Slow podcast. Um, should transgender girls be able to play women's sports? Uh, I know that might be a little controversial, but I'm gonna say a hard no. Um, hard no. And then we see where Caitlyn Jenner, which was Bruce Jenner, uh, I guess you would say she's running for governor of California. And she came out also saying that no, transgender women should not play uh, women's sports. And I thought that was uh,
Contradictory.
no, I thought that was courageous on her part because the easy thing to do would have been to say, yeah, they should play and get all the transgender people on your side to get a vote. But she went against the grain. But no, I wouldn't want my daughter playing with a dude. That's just straight up. You know, regardless if you transgender or not, you still have the genetics of a male. And most of the time you're gonna be bigger, stronger, faster. And I saw where it was a fight, like a boxing match, UFC or something like that. It was a transgender woman fighting a regular woman, and she split the lady's skull. In the fight. So we, I think Joe Biden, I want to say he agreed that transgender women can play those sports. I just don't agree with it. I think we're going down a slippery slope. They already want to have transgender go into the opposite sex restroom. It's just getting out of hand. But I'll let y'all get in.
Al, want that?
He kind of stole my thunder. I was gonna go the route with the sports side of it. Yeah, it makes it unfair because I don't care. You can call it a T. I'm gonna still say what it is. A he. So he is still more athletic. athletically sound than these women. So he's stronger, faster, as you mentioned, T. So it gives him an edge, and I don't think that's cool because now women that have worked hard to get to where they at, to get their accolades, championships, rings, whatever the case, he can bypass that quick because he's a man. He's more athletically sound. So, in my opinion, I'm gonna say no. He just need to go ahead and go back and play with the boys.
Man, yeah, this is one of them sensitive topics here that I really had never been comfortable with, uh,
Why is
because
that?
I think whatever you born as, that's what you are. I don't. Again, this is just me. I've not understood or figured out how somebody wants to change and be of the opposite sex. I've never understood it. But again, that's just me. But as far as what we're talking about now, I totally disagree because no matter how you look at it, like Thomas said, the genetic makeup is still of a male, or if it was the vice versa, the genetic makeup is still of a woman. Uh, Typically, men are more physically stronger by nature than women, and it's not fair uh, for you to sit up here just because you want to change and just because you think you should be something different. You're still a male no matter how you look at it. Your birth certificate say male, you a male. You don't change that. So I just don't agree with it at all.
Without a doubt. Um, I think that's I
That's
think
one.
that's all you can say on that one, man.
Pretty
I
much,
mean,
man.
ha- have y'all ever given thought to like the mental state that somebody is in to want to change their sex?
First off, uh, we here at Sip Slow, man. We good whatever you want to do. Uh, if you think you're a man and you're a woman, that's your business. You know what I'm saying? Do do I understand it? No, but let's keep it real. We have seen some of these young kids, let's just say mostly little boys that when they're 4 or 5 years old, you can kind of see
Mm,
that they have some feminine characteristics. I, I don't think this is just my thought. I don't think they sitting around thinking, "Hey, I'm a girl." It kind of make you think maybe there's
they've adapted to what they
something
see,
in them.
maybe. Mm,
I don't know, but you can see some of these little boys, or even maybe I can't just say on the girls because I haven't seen that as much. But on the little
hmm
boys, you've seen some of these little boys that 4 5 years old, they already a little feminine, and you like he gonna be funny when he grow up.
And see, when people say that to you, it's kind of bad. I know we all see it, whether we want to admit it or not. We see it, but I don't think necessarily they sitting around saying, as a little boy, I want to be a girl or I want a boyfriend. I think it's probably a lot of times they just call it what it is. A lot of the men, the fathers are not home, right? So there's no man in the house. There's no male there to kind of show him how to be a man. So he's around with mostly women. So now he have female tendencies. Now that don't make him gay. That don't make him like, you know, the opposite. I mean, the same sex. It's just he's doing what he's being taught and what he sees. So I can't just go out there and say he's gay or want to be another, opposite sex. I just think he's just living life no different than that girl you mentioned, or the boys that's acting like boys. They emulate what they see. Okay, so that's just what I feel.
Hmm.
I wonder sometimes because I mean, obviously, you care about human beings. People people you've come acquaintance with, people you go to school with, people you've met, and I'm not saying that everybody that I've met has done that or or anything. You know, if you want to be gay, or I'm sorry, whatever the correct term is for it, gay and or lesbian,
Well,
by all means do so. But I do sometimes wonder, like, man, how does, like, what happens in the mind to,
hold on, Doug, because I think we went off track. You first said about somebody want to go from a boy to a
hmm
girl.
that's
So
what I was coming
I
back
feel
around to.
like, yeah, I feel like transgender and uh you know, gay is two different
Right. Well, I was trying to
things.
bring my point around
Oh,
to
my bad.
from that
Okay.
is because it's not, like I said, I respect whatever the decision is, but when it comes to wanting to actually make that change, I mean, you know, removing a part you were born with to become something different, that's it's scary to me. And I do wonder sometimes, like, you know, what how tough mentally does it get to that make you want to make that drastic of a change? And you know, I don't know if, well, women can't go to a man, but obviously a man can be have surgery and be transfigured into a woman. But I just I feel bad, you know, that somebody gets to that part that they want to change their whole makeup of who they are, to become something different, to be accepted, or sometimes, I guess, feel uh, more value at times. I don't know. It just it's one of those things that's been weird to me.
Man, that's a tough topic because I don't know. I can't really tell somebody how they should be. You know, I think
Hmm.
most of us come from a uh, Bible background or uh, Islam, you know, and you know, all your, let's put it like all your religious, um, all the religions just don't, they don't endorse no uh, homosexuality. So when we come from that, looking at it that way, I think our view is skewed and we are biased. Um, so if somebody's, if this person feels like, well, hey, I'm not a man. I'm hurting every day. I'm miserable. I'm depressed. I don't want to come and tell my family because they might kick me out the house. They might disown me. So for them to get that happiness and say, "Well, I want to go and be a man because this is how I feel inside, and this is going to make me happy," man, how can we really judge that? You know what I'm saying? If what I said makes sense,
No, it
if
makes a
y'all
lot of
follow
sense.
me, you
I follow.
know, and I just feel like it's just the way we've been brought up that, you know, we look at it in a different light. You know, I'm not saying that's wrong or right, but I'm just trying to look at it from a take a step back and look at it, you know. But like the Caitlyn Jenner, well, Bruce Jenner, man, he's had his you know, private tucked in, you know, and made it into a vagina. Man, that's
That's
wild.
drastic. That's drastic.
That's a drastic move.
And that's what I be thinking. Like, man, how do you? I don't know. Well, I guess we better let that one go because that could go.
Yeah, yeah, that's tough right there, man. Al G, man, do you think Derek Chauvin will get a retrial?
Man, as crazy it may sound, I actually do think that he will, man. As I mentioned before, I think the only reason, well, not the only reason, the more important reason that he got the charge he got was to keep down the smoke. Because I mean, people was cocked and loaded, ready to go off. It was going to be bigger than the first incident when actually the man got murdered, as well as Rodney King. So they had to do something to keep it down. But to answer your question, yes, I do think he will get a trial. Just because that's just how it goes. I'm gonna leave it at that.
So, what about that juror that had the Black Lives Matter T-shirt? You think that's gonna?
Eh, Yeah, that's a great point. I'm glad you brought that up. I think that kind of helps it because the way the juror trying to put it as though he didn't mean to lie. I mean, a lie is a lie. Now he might have not set out to lie, but that story gets deeper. But I think the question was, had you been affiliated or been in any kind of Black Lives Matter walk, meeting,
Right.
whatever. And for you to say no when you actually have it, they got video footage of you have it doing it with a Black Lives Matter T-shirt on, that really not helping your case. But to his point, I don't think just because he done that, it really had nothing to do with this case. But I think they're gonna find a way to kind of, okay, mistrial. So he deserves another shot.
Man, yeah, that's crazy. Because it looks like when it boils down to you being on a jury in a case of this magnitude, now all of a sudden your life is supposed to been just as straight and narrow as it possibly can be, so that there's no bias in a decision to be made. Like you shouldn't have television, you shouldn't associate with any groups of colors at any given time. You shouldn't listen to a certain music because everything is going to become uh, or it's going to be made out to be like this is why your decision was made. And I don't think that that's the case. I think there was enough pure evidence involved that the decision was just made. But as far as a new trial, he probably will get it because like Al said, that's how things go.
Yeah. Uh, How can any jury just have people that doesn't know anything about the situation? With all the social media, TV, unless you just on the rock somewhere, you're gonna know about, especially a case as big as this one. So, um, the guy, I think they're gonna find a way to get him a retrial anyway, and this probably is enough evidence to warrant that because you're gonna say that this guy was biased and he did, had the Black Lives Matter T-shirt on. So it wouldn't shock me at all if he got a retrial, and I think that the judge even had mentioned that when that Congresswoman Max Waters made a certain statement, and the judge was like, that's kind of that could be grounds for you getting a retrial. So we just see what happened, man. You all listening to to the Sip Slow podcast, um, fellas. I forgot where we where we at.
Oh man,
This week, man, we saw a tiger. We saw a tiger running through the streets of Houston, or what that's over there, Memorial, around that way, Al, man.
Yes, sir.
Man, what was y'all thoughts on this, man? It's wild out here.
man, to me, I think alligators have become more normal. You see dogs, you see, sometimes well, not wolves, but like you may see a bobcat or something running loose. You may see a wild hog, but the fact that there was a tiger loose, to me that was pretty throw, man. I don't understand how that happened, and the danger that you know obviously that area had been put in with that. That's just it was very weird to me. Who has a tiger like that?
Yeah, yeah, that was weird. I saw it on social media, and I want to say it was an off duty cop. He had his gun drawn on the tiger. I had kind of thought things might go left, but it didn't. But uh, what's your thought on it, Al?
Yeah, it's a little crazy, man. Like Dub
Think he
say, it's
is.
not every day. It's not every day that you come outside and see a full blown tiger. Walking around the hood. That's a little
Right.
throw, man. But
Right.
shoot, we in 2021, man. It's kind of hard to even think anything is a surprise no more. Shit now, everything just out there anyway. So, but that's not the norm, and I hope that don't become the norm to see tigers walking around. But it takes a special kind of character to keep a full tiger at the house, though, right?
Yeah, and that wasn't
Yeah.
no cub either.
Not well. I saw it last night where the tiger was 6 months old, and the guy from
Damn.
the animal place that got him said that that tiger was like 175 pounds, but when they get fully grown, they get up to like 600, 685.
Man,
I was like, yo. um, but
Yeah, but
go ahead, Doug. But
oh no, I was
the
just laughing.
the other part of the story, the guy that came picked up the tiger was out on bond for murder. I, and then you dealing with the tiger, you go back to jail, and they let you out again. So
I think they need
it's
to sentence
crazy.
him. They need to sentence him with being in a cell with the tiger, and you just let the chips fall where they may.
hey, so
Well,
Buddy must have a little money or something, man, for him to have these big, high profile cases and jump right back out like it ain't nothing.
yeah, they showed a video with him playing with the tiger. I'm talking about playing with the tiger like a regular cat. That big ass tiger, man. So, but anyway, that guy, since you brought him up, he, I want to say he's in jail. They brought him in back after he got out. They brought him back, and I think they got him in jail. But he pulled up in a Bentley, so like you say, yeah, he must have some money to get in and out of some of these situations like that. Because if you out on murder charge, you ought to be trying to not do nothing. You
What?
know, you got enough heat on you already.
Man, you supposed to be sitting in the house. You should be scared to look out the window, man. This man walking full blown tigers around, man. He'll throw.
He
Yeah,
might be affiliated with one of them groups that just nobody mess with,
right, right.
even the law. You know.
But Al, man, share with us right quick your story on how
Well,
you
I
was
don't know if
telling
you
us
want.
how you kind of got connected with this story.
Yeah, so that was crazy, right? Like, 'cause I just thought it was just a regular tiger. Okay, another crazy situation. Stuff like this happen in Florida all the time. That's like the place where all the stuff happen crazy at Florida.
Yeah, a lot of stuff over there be weird.
Yeah, it'd be weird over there. So I was like, okay, we just chunk it till we started to become like another Florida. But then the wife hit me up and she was like, that guy is connected with a murder. I'm like, what you mean? She was saying something to where he had bonded out for a murder. So I guess she looked a little further into it. And he's supposed to have been tied to a murder that was done not too far from my house out there in the lakes of Bellatera. I guess that's at Buffalo Wild Wings, I want to say. It's a couple of years back. What tied it to me because, that's why we used to go. We used to like Buffalo Wild Wings. So real quick here, we come there one day, me and the wife finna go grab some wings and, normal day. And little waitress, she come up there and trying to say, so y'all heard what happened. We looking like, what's going on? And she said, maybe an hour or two ago, someone was murdered here. And we thinking, okay, chill out, man, you playing. Said supposedly the guy came in, was saying somebody was after him, and he was bloody, and supposedly he went back out and died in the parking lot. So, speeding the story up, we leave and think, oh, she just talking crazy. Now we see it on the news where someone had got murdered at the Buffalo Wild Wings. Well, ironically enough, it's this cat here with the tiger. So I'm like, wait a minute, he was out for murder. So that's the same situation that day we went to the Buffalo Wild Wings. He had supposedly,
Wow.
allegedly murdered this guy. He get right out on bond. and now he's in jail for this tiger, and now he's out again. Now he pulling up in Bentleys, and I mean, the story get crazy. It just kind of tied it to me
Crazy.
because, we went to get some wings. We ain't expect to hear about a full blown murder, but yeah, we were there that day when the murder's supposed to happen.
Ain't that ain't that something, man?
Some crazy shit, man.
That's
Crazy, man.
wild, man. That is
Okay.
wild.
Well, I hope that I don't come outside in the morning, goddamn tiger, looking at me in the face.
Question is, if you do, what are you gonna do? I mean, I'm pretty sure you're gonna turn right back
Man,
around and go back in the house, but
I think he can hit you. I don't know what I do, boy. Probably hit.
hope we got enough food in the house because I ain't going nowhere
Yeah, yeah,
at that
no
point in
doubt,
time.
no doubt, man. So, you are listening to the Sip Slow podcast. So, Al, man, do you think Tim Tebow has gotten too many professional chances?
Man, um, I'm just gonna start out and say I'm gonna say yes, and then I'm gonna hear y'all thoughts, and we'll go back in on it. I got a couple that I want to talk about on that.
All right, well, I'll get my little stuff off.
Go ahead.
Tim Tebow in 2010 was a first round draft pick of my Denver Broncos, man. He played for the Jets, the Patriots. He was out of football in 2014. And in 2015, the Eagles picked him up. 2016, he went and played ball for the New York Mets. He switched to baseball. And then in last year, he announced his retirement from football. I mean, baseball. Now it's reported that the Jags are going to sign him as a tight end. And I think Tim Tebow is about 33 years old. So, yes, I think he's gotten too many chances that the average person just doesn't get.
Uh, I can agree with that. Um, and just because others that were much better than him don't get chances, some of them don't get second chances, and I think just based on who he is and the popularity that he has in Florida, and with being from Jacksonville, and then Urban Meyer being his coach, this was just that's how they do business type thing. For whatever reason it may be, and I'm just it sucks, man, because there are a whole lot of players that can still play right now that have not gotten one chance. Well, I'm not going to say one chance, have not gotten the same opportunities as he has to play for multiple teams, uh, to have an opportunity to change your position, and you still choose not to change your position, and then all of a sudden he wants to change. I don't. Again, that's just how it is. It's almost like what Al said about the Chauvin trial. It's just how things gonna go.
And that's kind of what it is, man. It's kind of hard to speak on it because that's just what's gonna happen anyway. But yeah, I think he had a lot of chances, and I'm gonna go so far. Like, okay, he was the Patriots. I'm a Patriots fan, as you know. He was offered a position as a tight end then. A lot of people don't know that, and so
And fullback.
fullback as well. So I mean, the guy was a beast. So he could play any position, in my opinion. But to his point, he felt I'm a quarterback, and that's what it's gonna be. Well, in New England, you go about what Bill say, or you got to hit the dough. So he hit the dough. So getting back to the point, um, I think he's had too many chances. So kind of what y'all are touching on for as the tight ends that are available now, he's taking food out of their mouth, right?
All
Because
right.
Urban Meyer is like a father to him. So he gonna hire him anyway. So now you got, I don't know their team like that, but I would assume they have to have at least 2 to 3 tight ends already there
Right.
to where they don't have that opportunity to provide food for their families because of the name Tebow, not so much the player, if that makes sense.
And this guy never played tight end. That's the thing.
Right.
You have people that like you say, that have played or are playing tight end that's way younger. Um, it just showed the double standard that's just throughout, life. Uh, that's how I see it. this guy wasn't a good quarterback in professionally. So he should have been changed his position, and he probably would have stayed in the league, But on top of that, you get an opportunity to go play baseball when you wasn't even elite in that. Then on top of that, you go to ESPN and they throw you up on College Game Day and you commentating.
Great point.
They
Great
put you on
point.
a big role doing that. You know what I'm saying? Just because you Tim Tebow. So, it's nothing against Tim Tebow. I think he's a good guy, but it's just a double standard. Then you got a guy like Colin Kaepernick who, he just can't get back on the field. So that's just how the game go, man.
That's a great point too, T. I
That's
ain't
how the
think about
game
that
goes.
Colin. I ain't think about that Colin Kaepernick. That's a great point because we know Colin Kaepernick. He had the credentials to actually be a great quarterback. I thought he was actually decent when he was in the league, but he didn't have those chances. We'll
Right.
just leave it there. We don't want to go too deep into that, but Kaepernick should have had a job. We're gonna leave that alone though.
I mean, you just think about how many undrafted tight ends that still are out there who have played the role, have the skill set. They just may not have been the elite enough to get into the league, through drafting. But I, it just baffles me that you're gonna look past all of that and then slap everybody in the face with the fact this dude hadn't played football in what 5 years, 6 years maybe, and he gonna come
Right.
in and play a brand new position. Man, that's the privilege.
Let me ask y'all:
That's
do
just
y'all
what it is.
think, in all seriousness, do y'all think he's gonna get the starting job? Well, let me ask a better question: do you think he's gonna have to compete for the starting job, or just because he's Tim Tebow, that's Urban Meyer's team, he's gonna start anyway? What y'all thoughts on that?
Listen, if this man comes in and has an opportunity to compete for the starting job at a position that he has never played, I'm gonna have to question. I can't say every organization, but I'm gonna have to question, the Jaguars completely. I mean, why? Why do that? You look at many other people you probably pissing off that's at home that's still working, that's in these arena leagues, that's in the Canadian Football League, all this stuff. Now you throwing this in my face, really?
I don't. No, I don't think he'll be a starter or nothing like that, Al. But I do think he will make the team because that's Urban Meyer's boy. So I think he will make the team though.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
I don't think you go sign a Tim Tebow and have all that publicity and circus and don't let it make the team. And Tim Tebow is known for being passionate and a hard worker. So I'm thinking some of that Urban Meyer is trying to maybe have some of that rub off on the team. It's just kind of my thought.
This last point on that, T. What do y'all think about this? Also, Tim Tebow, no matter where he went, he wasn't the best, as we agree, professional uh, quarterback. In the collegiate, he's one of the greatest.
Correct.
So who he is as a person is a ticket seller. So he put the butts in the seat. So you think that also is a chance of bringing money to Jacksonville?
He's from Jacksonville. I'll leave it right there.
So that's
That's
enough
his
said.
hometown.
It's
That's
gonna get
enough said.
crazy.
I know this real quick. Urban Meyer, they drafted Travis Etienne in the first round, running back out of Clemson. And Urban Meyer said that he's going to have Travis Etienne taking snaps in the rookie minicamp as just strictly wide receiver. I kind of question Urban Meyer. What's his thought process?
Wow.
It's kind of weird to me. Yeah, but that's something that was off.
I never
I
knew
know we
that,
didn't.
but yeah, I never knew that. But you're right. I have to question him, man. We know who Travis is, but that's another story for another day.
Right. Yeah, I don't know about this Urban Meyer hire, but we'll see.
Maybe it's a part of a package he tried to put together, but to say he gonna be taking snaps at receiver when this man has been
Strictly,
Man,
strictly wide
strictly at
receiver.
receiver, yeah, that
Yeah.
now you you're changing his strengths,
man, the dude was
yeah,
a dog as a running back. What is this dude talking about?
I
and he
don't
ain't no
know.
small
Yeah.
dude. He ain't no small dude at all.
No. This came out like Friday. I saw that. So
He's probably what, arguably one of the best running backs of his class.
yeah, yeah. Top three.
Easy.
Hmm.
That's
Easy.
crazy.
It's crazy. But man, it's that time again. We come to what did you learn today? So LG, man, what did you learn?
Man, that's real simple. I just learned that we got to question Urban Meyer as a damn NFL head coach. He better stay in college where he needs to be.
Yeah. Get back on the
Yeah,
recruiting trail. Shit.
For
certain
real.
things ain't gonna work in the league
Yeah,
as
they're
so many
tripping,
coaches have
man.
found out. Yeah.
Dude out of there.
Yeah,
One and
yeah.
done.
Uh
Mm.
today I learned that J Lo is not a thought.
I like that.
Honestly, I am the same. I to use the word thought is not fair to her. Uh, but I do think she's confused. So I will leave it
Damn.
at that.
Man,
Wow.
I want to shout out Teresa, Adric, my kinfolk Mac Wade, for y'all checking us out and listening to us live and interacting. And hopefully we can get more and more of that to make the show even better. Um, want to shout out Dub and Al for showing up and bringing it. And it's always great to talk to y'all fellas. And I know we missed last week, and we just got to get back in our groove. And uh, so yeah, man, check us out. We on all platforms: Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. We on YouTube, Facebook. Just check us out and comment if you have any topics you would like for us to speak on. Feel free to put those out there also. And anything y'all got to say, fellas?
No, I appreciate it as well, man. I think this is good. It's healthy. It's all our thoughts that we come up with during the week. It's things that we do our best to try to touch on, and the interaction from the audience of different questions you may be able to present, problems you may be having, how we can fix it, or if nothing else, let's just talk about it. Because like when we started out, like mental health is real, and that's kind of how T led into everything with who do you go to talk to.
Right.
This may not be the answer, but it could be some therapeutic, and that's all we really want to be able to discuss some of those issues and topics.
Anything,
Well said.
LG?
Nothing major. Well said from you guys, man. Again, like I always appreciate coming out and just chopping up with y'all. I guess I'm the only one that was sipping slow on some alcohol today. But it's all good.
It's
Sometimes
all
we gotta
good.
fall back. We gotta fall back. But trust me, I drunk enough for both of y'all, so we all right. So
For
shout
sure.
out
And
to all the listeners.
H and H.
For
It's H and
sure.
H. Hey, that's again, y'all. H and H. I'm gonna make it my trademark. H and H. That's Heineken and Hennessy. So what you do is your Hennessy is your coaster. Now you want to drink that with your little splash of Coke or Sprite, whatever you like, or if you like it on the rocks, that's fine as well. And you want to get you a bottle, not a can. You don't want no can. You want a bottle of Heineken. So a bottle of Heineken, a glass of Hennessy. Now I choose a little splash of Sprite just to give it a little sweet little finish. But yeah, Hennessy and Heineken, H and H. Your boy
Already.
Al.
LG.
That boy Al be animated with it. I like
Yeah.
that.
Hey, it's all good, man. Man, you could have been anywhere in the world, man, but you here with us, and we appreciate that, man. And as always, we gonna sip slow, man. We gonna live fast.
Y'all have a good one, man.